Hello everyone, welcome to Dark Fae Tarot. You are joining me on a summer's evening. We have passed solstice and it gets darker a little bit earlier every day. So welcome to new subscribers, welcome to those who already know me. This is Dark Fae Tarot. And yes, I'm finally getting around to do this review. It is a tarot deck by Claire Duval, who is the author of this deck, illustrations by arthurien, and the deck is letarotarthurien. So this is a French deck. It's published by the French publisher edition Guidebook, and they're very well known, of course, in the French-speaking world. And this was published in 2023. As I understand, it has still not been translated into English, but nevertheless, I think this is an excellent deck. And given the technology that we have today, you can always use Google Translate to basically be able to connect the deck and look at the readings. I cannot recommend this enough. It is just an absolute stunning edition, and I think that I will definitely be keeping in my deck on my shelf. I can't speak today, please forgive me. But yeah, just wanted to say that I wanted to do a review of this. Now I think I used this over the Taurus season. I'm sorry, my memory is just crap right now. But yeah, I used this over the Taurus season in 2025. And if you're like me and you love Fae decks, you're love anything magical, anything to do with the forest, this is right up your street. Of course, it is based upon the stories of the Grail and the legends of Arthur and Camelot. Claire Duval, I know, did a serious amount of research into this, so it's not to be sneezed at. She has really, really worked very, very hard in bringing us some really wonderful stories and excerpts from the novels around the Grail legends. And also she has done an amazing job of pairing characters with the 78 keys. So anyway, I'm going to open this up. And the other thing I just want to say before I forget is the quality of this by edition Guidebook is absolutely amazing. You're looking at what you could get for an indie deck. That's the quality of the actual publication. So inside there's a little piece, and my pronunciation today right now is just so bad, so I'm not going to read it completely, otherwise I'll butcher it so much. But it does say enter the subtle, the underworld kind of thing, full of mysteries and surprises. Meet your innermost self, your innermost being, and this is the one that has always been there, you know, always connected to the sacred, the magical, what's unspoken. So we already begin with this kind of like, you know, going into this beautiful, mysterious world that's we're always connected to, and now we're kind of like rediscovering within ourselves. And that's what Claire Duval and arthurien give us. They do give us that magic. So you have a ribbon here to pull out the guidebook, which we're going to look at in a bit. It is in French, but again, I think it's easy to be able to use it if you use Google Translate. And this is the little box inside. So I'm going to move this now out of the way. And let's look at the cards. So you do get this little box inside. So obviously you can just carry it like this. Now this is the back. And let's open it. So this is the back. She has placed the Tudor rose on there, so I will say that. And let's go into the actual deck. And this is on the inside. And as you can see straight off, we do have gold edging, very high quality. The actual cardstock is beautiful. I did do a walkthrough of this deck, so you can actually see that if you just want to look at the walkthrough. We're going to walk through it together as I do the review, but you do have that option. I'm going to try and remember to link that so you can go and take a look for yourself. So first of all, let's begin by looking at the fact that the cardstock, like I said, is sturdy and soft. It's just beautiful. It is kind of like this matte, but it's a lovely matte finish. It's not rose petal, and I love that. It's just perfect. It's great for shuffling. And yeah, the cardstock is just really good quality. I just cannot keep saying that. And it retailed for about 30, 35, I think it was about 30 euros when I bought it, or 28. It's around that price mark on Amazon, but I don't know if it's changed because in the last 2 years, unfortunately, the prices have skyrocketed. Hopefully it's still accessible within your budget. So yes, so we begin with the with the Fool, which in this is a wise old man. I just love that. You know, she's already doing a spin on what we would see as a Fool, which I absolutely love. And yeah, and I bought this deck to have an experience. So this is Morgana Le Fay, this is the Magician. You know, I bought this deck to have an experience, and it gave me an experience. Anna Turin's artwork is just so mesmerizing. The High Priestess, and it is a staple, and this is our Empress. It is a staple for my collection. Each of the symbols in this deck are discussed, in each card are discussed in the guidebook. So you are not going to be shortchanged when you read from that guidebook. Here's our Emperor, and here's our Hierophant. Here's our Lover's card, and here's our Chariot. So yes, here's Justice. She has swapped around Justice and Strength, so we are mirroring more the Crowley order of the Golden Dawn around the round table. And here's our Hermit. Okay, it's very alluring. It's a very gentle deck, but it has a huge amount of detail, not just in the artwork, but a huge amount of detail in terms of the messages conveyed through each key. A hanged person, and here's Death. Oh, that's beautiful. Here's our Temperance. Again, I love how she's changed what would be more of a traditional way of seeing everything. She's mixed it up. Here's of course, our Devil. And here's the Tower. I love this Tower card with two dragons that are going heated head to head. Here's our Star. Again, beautiful fairy magic. And here's our Moon card. So you can, and here's our Sun. And there's Judgment. I want to make sure I'm not out of breath by the end of this. Here's our World card. It reminds me a lot also of the Forest of Enchantment, of course, where again, we have the Fool and the World card with the white heart. So again, we have the white heart back again. I just love that. So here's our Ace of Wands. It's Batons, of course. Our 2. Our 3, getting ready to go forward, being knighted. And our 4 with the Castle. Forgive me if I go too fast. It's because I need to make sure that my energy is not depleted making the video. Here's our 5. And our 6 of Wands. Here's the 7. Our 8. Speed, vitality. And our 9 of Wands. Now 10. I love this. Here's our Princess of Wands, the Damsel, our Knight, Chevalier, and then our Queen, and our King. And yes, they are meant to be paired like this, so you get that. Here's our Ace of Cups, which is of course the cover card. Look at the detail. The artwork, absolutely mesmerizing. Our 2 of Cups. And our 3. Here's our 4. Apathy, a feeling of defeatism. That's what I get from this. And our 5. Resignation. Her crown is off. Here's our 6. What a beautiful card, a 6 of Cups. And our 7, our choices. Our 8, 9 of Cups, the wish coming through, the comb and the hair, all of these tails. And out of 10, what a beautiful 10 of cups. I absolutely love this one. Absolutely love this one. It's just stunning. And again, here's our Princess of Cups, our Knight, and here's the King and Queen. Our Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, our 3, what a beautiful 3 of Swords. The emotions, just stunning. Our 4 and our 5, betrayal. Our 6, our 7, strategy. Our 8, 8 of Swords, and our 9. And a 10 of Swords, oh. Queen of Swords, Princess of Swords, our Knight, and here's our King and Queen playing chess. That's the overlap, there you go. Our Ace of Pentacles, 2, 3, our 4 holding on, our 5 of coins, 5 of pentacles, the 6, 7, 8, 9, our 10 of coins, Princess, our Knight, our Queen, and our King. There you go. So you can already see how beautiful this deck actually is. So let's take a quick look at the guidebook. God, the heat that I'm facing. I have no idea why, but when I do videos, I literally burn up. So that's why I'm having difficulty. Please bear with me. So 9 of coins. That's the one we're going to look at from the book. Beautiful 9 of coins there. She's got a peregrine falcon. Okay. Let's find the 9 of coins. There it is. Ah, there it is. We've just gone past it. Yes. So here's our 9 of coins. Where is it? Material gain. The second decan of Virgo, Venus in Virgo. So she takes the Crowley's decans, the Golden Dawn decans. Symbols, Diane, Marin, and Vivian. Miranda, Vivian. Blue on the robe, which signifies rivers and portals. I'm just thinking of whether or not to read this out because I'll be here all day. She gives the significance of this in terms of the Grail legends and what it means in terms of the story of Arthur, and in terms of who this character is, this Vivian. She also goes on to talk about what the 9 of coins actually means in terms of interpreting it in terms of tarot. And it also looks at the difficulties and the challenges we are facing. Sorry. You then get an upright reading, and you get a shadow reading, an inverse, and then you get questions for journaling. You also get an affirmation at the end. This is about celebrating what we materialize, what we create, and having confidence in ourselves. So it's very, very well done. I'm sorry, I am completely boiling up right now. So yes, so that is just a little bit of a glance at the guidebook. If I just give you the beginnings of the guidebook as well, you get a lot about why she did this deck. And she also goes into, you know, the history of tarot, the structure of tarot. It really is so phenomenally well done. The masculine and the feminine on tarot. I will leave a link, if I can, to Claire Duval's YouTube channel as well, because she also is very famous on YouTube. And also here is Claire Duval on YouTube. But I will try and make sure I link it so that you do get to see that, you know, you can have a look also at her own channel if you want to. It's just so, so well done. I'm sorry, I am completely boiling over now. So I'm going to quickly just show a few pairings whilst I can before I completely overheat. Okay, so one of the decks I used was Botanical Inspirations. It's a US Games deck by Lynn Araujo, and the illustrations are by a famous Flemish painter called Pierre-Joseph Redoute. One of my favorite all-time oracles. It is just such a classic, mass market, of course. So Hidden Secrets and Three of Swords. Purity, cheerfulness, and innocence with the Four of Swords. I'm going to skip forward a bit. Oh, so we have the Moon and Hydrangea, thankfulness and understanding. Five of Wands with Lily, majesty and virtue, sorry. And Hibiscus with the Nine of Wands with beauty and happiness. So you can see how beautifully they do pair together. Let me switch on one of the lights. It's getting so dark now. Hold on. Okay, hopefully that helps a little bit. The next one is the Oracle of the Roses by Sherilyn Darcy, another mass market oracle that I absolutely adore. And I'll just show you a few cards from that. Here is the Priest and the Wild Rose with the Queen, the Princess of Wands. The Explorer with the Fool. What a beautiful combo. And the Magician with Force. So you can see again, beautiful pairings. And finally, another deck that I used, which I will show you, is also by Sherilyn Darcy, and it's the Magical Herb Oracle. Another Rockpool publication. And there we go. Attraction and the Queen of Swords. Clarity and the Three of Pentacles. Change and the Five of Cups. Oh, that's a beautiful pairing. And Awakening with the Eight of Pentacles. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm just so having challenges filming still, but I'm trying my best because I do want to get some reviews up. So as you can see, this is got to be one of the best decks I think out there when it comes to the Grail Legends, when it comes to Fae energy, when it comes to King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Is just such a stunning deck. And with the use of Google Translate, I think you could really enjoy this deck and get a lot from it. So yeah, I'm trying to just find different cards to show you because I just love them all so much. But yeah, I'll stop there. Sorry, it's out of... There we go. But I'm trying my best, sorry. But thank you so much for bearing with me. I will see you soon and have a lovely week wherever you are.